The historical debate on tithing in Christianity. How have Christians viewed tithing throughout history? Charles Spurgeon, still called the Prince of Preachers today, died in 1892. Charles Noble wrote an open letter to Spurgeon's church 26 years later, in 1918. He complained about changes in the church after Spurgeon's death.
Many other offensive changes were allowed, amongst them tithes. Tithes were demanded and money grabbed in every way. Tithes were introduced, and the law was hooked on to the gospel. But we are not under the law, but under grace, which he so soon forgot. It was Paul speaking by the Holy Ghost, who said that Christ had abolished in his flesh the enmity, even the law of commandments, and James, speaking to the church at Jerusalem, of the Gentiles, said, We will lay on them no other burden than that they abstain from fornication and from things offered to idols and from blood. Tithes were not named, nor called for in the early church for hundreds of years. Only when she became corrupt were they called for, and then by a greedy, extravagant, pocket-picking priesthood. Tithes cause trouble enough in this country, and yet you allow Dr. Dixon to preach sermon after sermon on our duty to pay tithes.
Contrary to what you may have heard, many pious Christians throughout history have considered tithe teachings to be a mark of a backslidden and apostate church, not of a revived and thriving church. Biblically literate Christians will recognize, as Charles Noble did, that teaching tithing is another form of the same error the Apostle Paul rebuked the Galatians and Judaizers for.
Like, share, and subscribe for more content that challenges the religious status quo to help you walk in God's glory as never before.